heart with a sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a back body. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full span, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Good evening, welcome to iBoxingHub. If you're new to this channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe. I go by the name of BIYENGE, featuring your Truly Tre. What's good?
Yes, cuz, big up to you and big up to the whole of the community. We obviously appreciate, everyone's tuned in for another boxing roundup. This is obviously episode 225, cuz. The title, you come up with it, passing of the torch, or is it just schooling the kid? But before we get into the show properly, here's a quick word from our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. Yes, people. You know the spiel by now. It's iBoxingHub in association with D-Rock Clothing. So, people, I don't know how many times I need to say it, but utilize that discount code, which is iBoxingHub24, and you get 40% off everything. Because we obviously have a new range that's coming out soon with D-Rock. So, people, make sure you're following what we're doing because we're gonna, do something special for the community. Because before we get into the show, just wanted to obviously do a quick shout outs just for a few people, of course, man. Big up to the whole of the iBoxingHub family. The work throughout the week has been truly tremendous. We obviously had 2 previews for the event that's obviously happening over the weekend by Stay Weighed In, and also the commissioner who's also doing his recap. So people, I'm obviously going to put the little clip up. So these are the 2 latest episodes that's out on our channel. Yes, so big up to the brothers, and also big up to Captain Kev. He's obviously got his new series, which is Cap or Fats. He obviously did his first episode, and many more, episodes are to come. And also big up to the IBH North family, Eric, Ricky, CJ, absolutely smashing it on their end as well, cuz. And lastly, obviously big up to you, cuz, man. Just the consistency in doing these shows. We obviously appreciate it, and the community appreciates it too. But yeah, cuz, those are the shout outs done. Oh, just a quick one actually as well. $2 new single topic of discussion is out. So make sure you head over to that episode that I mentioned, which is the commissioner's recap, and all the details is there. Cuz, let's go for it, man.
Yes. Big event happening this weekend. Big event. Well, I'm looking forward to the main event. There's a lot of speculations. Some people are saying, is this the final chapter for Dillian Whyte? What's your, obviously, I wanted to know what's your views on this fight, and is Moses ready for this fight? And do you feel that this is Dillian's last opportunity?
Yeah, so cuz, good question, good way to start off the show. In regards to Dillian Whyte, the body snatcher, I do think that it's not his last chance. A lot of people, or what we like to do as fans, we kind of look at his age. 37, he's old, he's coming up to the end of his career. No, we just had Pacquiao, come back from retirement, and he was, in his 40s. So how can a man, who's kind of feels like he's rejuvenated, he's hungry. You've seen he even looks better than this picture here. He's obviously looking more lean, more hungry, and I'm not even going to lie to you, cuz just don't be surprised if he does pull off the victory. But the odds on favorite is Itauma, and you could understand why he's the favorite. He's the young buck coming through, and he's obviously the one next in line to potentially be a champion. So I think it's a good acid test for Itauma, and at the same time, we would know if he's able to, beat a Dillian Whyte, especially at this stage of his career. Then you got to kind of put him next in big fights, man. But then at the same time, should Dillian Whyte beat Moses Itauma, it's not going to be a bad thing for the kid. I think he's still got a promising career ahead. But then Dillian Whyte goes up the rankings, and you got to put him in line for eliminators for potential title shot, cuz man. So those are my general thoughts about the fight. I think it's good timing for both. More or less good timing for Moses Itauma, but Dillian Whyte, just don't be surprised if he could obviously pull up an upset, man, because at the moment, cuz the bookies have got Dillian Whyte technically 8-1 odds to win. So what that means is £10 will get you back 80 quid, man. So those are the kind of odds that are on Dillian Whyte to win. So the odds don't really think he's gonna do it.
I mean, if Moses Itauma, was to win that fight, how do you think that fight will end? Do you think it'll go unanimous decision, KO?
Honestly, cuz this fight doesn't because it's heavyweights. We know how the heavyweight division is, cuz, and I think that a fight of this magnitude, I don't think it's going to 12 rounds, man. Someone's getting stopped inside, I would say, 8 rounds. A lot of people are saying, he's gonna blow. Obviously, Itauma is gonna blow out, Whyte in less than 5 rounds. I don't think it's gonna be easy. Whyte, he's the body snatcher. He's an experienced, boxer, and you never know, cuz it's in the title of the show. He could school the kid, and that's not even a bad thing at all, because Dillian Whyte has, proved it at a certain level that he could mix it in with some of the big cats. And he's even got someone on their CV right now who, right now should be, entitled to fight for world title, which is just Joseph Parker. So Dillian Whyte has got Parker in his CV, cuz. So you got to put some respect in him for sure.
So that's crazy. You've changed your tune, because I think before you were saying, yeah, Otauma's got this, man. It's light work. But now it's just like you're saying, yeah, don't be shocked if Dillian pulls it off. Like, what? I mean, why sudden of a change? Because before it's like, because usually me, I'm an underdog, even though I never get it right, but I always back the underdog. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you changed your tune. How comes?
No, it's not really change of tune. I've always, because with Dillian Whyte, and this is where it's kind of a bit of bias, and I don't want to be biased, man. We've got a good relationship with Dillian Whyte, with Dean Whyte as well, and I've kind of been seeing what he's been going through in the back end, the way he's been disregarded, and like you, cuz I like to sometimes see the underdog, win as well, man. And for most of his career, for most of his kind of big fights, he's been the underdog, man. So why not, Dillian Whyte, get the opportunity to win, in such a big fight. But this is, Itauma's to win this fight, man. So yeah, that's just my general thoughts, man. It's going to be a tough fight for the kid, but Dillian's going to show him something that he's not experienced before.
Yeah, well, everyone knows my views. Team Whyte, not because he's from South London. No, I've always backed Dillian from the get-go. I just feel that he's got vast experience at elite level, fighting the likes of Parker, Fury, Povetkin, Rivas, and even AJ. Proven power, notorious left hook to both head or body, physical strength and size. He could rough up the Moses Itauma. Ring craft and street toughness. Knows how to slow down the fight. He's resilient. He's been knocked down before. Gets back up. Like for example, when Povetkin knocked him out, rematch, Dillian knocked him out. And he's got the ability to drag the fight into deep waters. So I think that with Dillian, he's got more advantage than Moses Itauma. However, I think in terms of boxing, Moses Itauma is a better boxer in terms of IQ, everything. So it's gonna be a good fight, I reckon.
Yeah,
Moses
cause
even
I
said
agree.
Moses said uh, Moses needs to stick to the game plan. If he doesn't stick to the game plan, he said himself he could potentially lose this fight because Dylan, we all know he's a street fighter. He fights.
Yeah, no, 100%. Cause I agree with you. And big up to Lucy, Lucy's Fats, all the way from the States. We appreciate you, for just tuning in and getting involved. It's just so hard to see White winning this fight. He's looked so badly lately. I agree with you, Lucy's Fats, definitely. But I think for this fight coming up, he's never looked as lean as he looks right now. He looks hungry, looks focused, and this is kind of an opportunity for him to get back in the rankings because he wants to test himself against the best. And a lot of people, and look, you could add myself into this, we as fans, we kind of look at a fighter's age and we think, oh, 37, old. But then we've just seen Pacquiao come back at the age of 40, 46 years old. We've seen even a little earlier on, we've seen Hopkins, for
Oh, he's
example.
gone there. Regardless of me 37, I don't think it means nothing. I mean, look at Usyk. Usyk's 38, and age is nothing but a number. But not even that. When Dylan fought Derek Chisora, the rematch, he was lean for that fight as well. But like I said, look, it's heavyweight boxing. Anything's possible. It can go either way. But I just think that a lot of people are writing off Dillian Whyte. And I understand majority of his fights has always been the underdog. But I think in this fight, we may see something different. Should he win this fight, there's an opportunity for him to fight Joseph Parker. That's if Usyk doesn't fight Joseph Parker. Or Usyk could potentially vacate that belt. And that could be that Dillian Whyte could be fighting Parker for the WBO. Look, it's interesting times. It's interesting, but I'm rooting for Whyte. No disrespect to Moses Itauma, but I have a question I want to ask everybody here. Like, do you guys think that right now could Moses Itauma beat the likes of AJ, Daniel Dubois, Parker, and Tyson Fury?
Oh, that's a good question. And big up to Lucy as well. Lucy's saying a fun fact, which is all of Dillian Whyte's losses have been via uppercut as well. So any betters, if you think Dillian Whyte's going to lose, if it's via uppercut, I'm sure the odds will be pretty good on that as well, man. But yeah, cuz I think today, or no, I would say over the weekend when we see the fight, we would know whether he's ready for those fights, man. Because right now, we're still not sure, man. We don't know how he's going to be. So this fight really is a great acid test to see if he could, mix it in with the likes of the Furies, the Joshuas. We obviously know through sparring stories, but you know us, man. We don't really look into the sparring stuff, but he's had good sessions with Tyson Fury, with Joshua, with a number of names as well. So Wardley, I'm guessing, because they're all in the same camp, man. So let's see what he's got, man. But from what all the pro boxers and everyone is around him, they're saying that he's the next big thing, man. So, and we've seen enough as well. We've seen enough to see if he could beat Dillian Whyte, especially at this stage, then you got to put him in, with these fighters that you're talking about, man. But because you've seen enough of Moses Itauma, I would say, up to this point. What would you think in terms of Joshua? Do you think he's ready for like a Joshua right now? If that was to happen in the future, man.
Do you know what? If it was an active Joshua, I say in boxing, I believe that anyone's ready. I think everyone you got to go in the deep end. You need to fight these opponents to see how good you are. In terms of who would win, I don't know. Like I said, I always go by experience in it. But again, like I said, we're going by an active Joshua. I think with an active Joshua beats Itauma. But right about now, we'll have to wait and see. So if Itauma beats Dillian Whyte, it depends on how he beats Dillian Whyte. So like I said, if it goes to distance and he wins on points, it's like, okay, we pretty much know what level he's at. But just going back to what you said, Dillian's last fight, you know, it wasn't really good. But at the same time, it comes down to the opponents. Sometimes with boxers, they say when you're fighting someone, sometimes it just depends. What already in your mind, you know, I can beat this person, but the motivation's just not there. Sometimes it's like, look, leading up to his last 2 fights, he was out of shape. This fight is getting into shape. When he fought Derek Chisora, the rematch, he was in shape as well. Do you know what I mean? So never judge people on their last fight. I know they say you're only as good as your last fight, but I think that's nonsense because you can improve from your last fight, regardless what the outcome was.
Yeah, and I would also add to that, cuz as well, that you know, Dillian for the past few years, man, he's been going through, you know, so many different issues, you know, in terms of getting fights and all of the stuff that he's been. I'm not really making excuses, man, but now if he kind of gets more active and he's hungry, you know, I think we're going to see a good fighter, man. But like we've said, man, this is a great acid test for Itauma, and Itauma is the odds-on favorite to win this fight, and understandably so. Understandably so.
So I mean, look, if Dillian was to lose, I think he's still got a few big fights. He could potentially fight the likes of Wilder. That'd be a fight everyone would love to see. Yep. Or even Joe Joyce. Or even Joe Joyce.
Yep.
You know, so there are still fights there for him. It's just obviously Dillian, he's hungry. You know, he wants to be in the big fights, and I guess Saturday, you know, he's gonna have to lay it down and do what he needs to do to get this victory. Moses, again, if he was to lose or draw, whatever, he can still bounce back. You know, it's a learning curve. He's only 20. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to rush him because let's just say, right, if Moses was to beat Dillian, are they really going to put Moses to fight Parker next or Usyk next? I don't think so. I mean, I if the money's right, then Usyk can entertain it, but I highly doubt it. That's just my personal opinion.
You know what? Because it's a bit of a tricky one because we need to see what happens over the weekend. But hypothetically, if that was to happen, I just don't see Usyk, you know, even entertaining that, man. So, because I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. He needs to, you know, have a fight that he will be, you know, up for. Obviously, it's going to be a legacy fight as well. And I don't think that kind of fight, you know, does it for him as well. So I think the last time Whyte looked really good was the second Povetkin fight, and that was 4.5 years ago, which is true. And the way he handled Povetkin, especially after a loss as well, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you're as good as your last fight. He lost his last fight, got knocked out emphatically, but came back for the rematch and, you know, done a tremendous job, man. So I agree with you, cousin, that one, that in terms of looking at someone's last fight, it does depend on the opponent, man, and it depends on the motivation, obviously, at the time as well. So even if you watch the face-off with Ade, he was also saying that, you know, there's certain fights that, you know, you'll be motivated to train a certain amount for, and there's certain fights that you just won't really train for, but, you know you're kind of going to beat the person. So obviously it's not a good mindset, but at least he's admitting that, you know, maybe that last fight, he didn't really train that much, just kind of wanted to just get the cobwebs out of the way. For this fight, seems like he's ready, man. So I do agree with you from that aspect.
And not just that, he's saying like, look, we're in boxing for a reason. A lot of people are ducking each other. It's like, look, Derek Chisora said himself, they offered him Moses Itauma. He said no. Do you know what I mean? Dillian said, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, I respect it.
Yeah, it shows you levels. But look, I just can't wait. I'm really interested in that in the main event, and also Hrgović and Adelaide. That's going to be a good fight. Hrgović and Adelaide. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, the undercard is looking sweet, man. You obviously got Nick Reckenball versus Goodman, which is obviously going to be a good one. I'm obviously looking forward to Adelaide and Herkovic, and you got Ray Ford back as well against Nova, and I'm liking the card, man. I can't even lie to you, man. And who you got winning Adelaide and Herkovic? Just getting your thoughts on that, man.
Do you know what? That is, I want Adelaide, you know, it's a Londoner. It's a tough fight. On paper, it's a tough fight. Because look, Herkovic is what? He's a world challenger, right?
Yep.
Adelaide obviously he's left the domestic scene now, he's coming up. So we just need to see, like, I don't know, it's a tough, I think it's gonna be a tough fight unless Adelaide puts on Herkovic straight away. Because I want Adelaide to put the pressure on Herkovic. I don't want him to fight. See, when he fought TKV Jamie, that he was too chilled. He was too. Do you know what I mean? I want him to let his hands go. You know, so because the only way you can beat Herkovic if you put it on him, like Daniel Dubois displayed.
100%, because I agree with you. I think, you know, he has to start fast. And we saw the blueprint. You know, Daniel Dubois absolutely, you know, done a tremendous job in that fight. Gave him his first loss as well. So, I think Adelaide's got a good opportunity as well to kind of put a statement so that he's able to, you know, go up the rankings, man, because it's a potential good opportunity for him to go up.
Yes. It's a quick one. What is going on with Usyk then? In terms of, I know he's having a break. He wants a 3 to 4 month break. So with Parker, where's he at? Is he waiting? Is this because obviously I know he's been calling out Usyk, but is from my fans' point of view, would you want to see that fight, or would you just rather Usyk just retire and vacate?
To be honest, man, obviously, me as a fan, I would kind of just want him to because he's completed the game. You know, it's like getting to a certain point of the game. You've done 100% of it. You've collected all the belts. You've become undisputed twice in that division, plus undisputed at cruiserweight. There's nothing left for him to prove in the sport, man. So, for me personally, you know, a lot of fans kind of, you know, from a greedy standpoint, are saying, yeah, man, Parker, he deserves it, which he does. But Parker will still get a title shot, even if Usyk just vacates, man. He's still going to get his title shot, man. So I wouldn't mind to see it because it would be a respectful last fight if that is his last fight. But ultimately, it's down to Usyk, and Parker, unfortunately, he just has to wait and see what Usyk's going to do, man. You know, I think he's got it was 30 days a few weeks ago. So maybe in the next few weeks, we're going to find out whether, you know, Usyk's going to vacate that WBO or is he going to, you know, defend it against his mandatory, which is Joseph Parker, man. So I think we're going to know in the next few weeks. But if it was down to me, I'll just, you know, like what he did with Joshua and Dubois and said, look, IBF, I'll give you gift, you know. Yeah,
do you know,
do the same thing with the BBO, man.
I part of me, I think he's gonna probably fight Parker because Parker deserves an opportunity, and he likes Parker, so I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. I think Parker performs better than Triple E. I mean, look, if Parker was to pull it off here, then oh my god, if Parker was to pull it off here, it's like wow. You know, he'll be like the first New Zealand boxer to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could retire.
Yeah, he could. Obviously, Lucy's saying if Usyk vacates, Parker will become the full WBO champion, and I'd rather Usyk retires, but I don't think he will. I think so as well. I agree with Lucy. I'd rather him just retire. You know, Parker will become full champion, and then from there he can have a fight with, you know, the winner of Itauma and Whyte, and then hopefully, if Whyte does win that fight, then, you know, you got Parker versus, you know, Dillian Whyte, because remember, Joseph Parker has called out Dillian Whyte in the past, man, because he wants to avenge that loss. So
that will be Interesting. Sorry, that will be, you know, let's just say hypothetically, Dillian beats Itauma, which I believe he will. But yeah, and he fights Parker, and he beats Parker and becomes the WBO champion. That would be amazing because then a lot of people will be calling out Dillian Whyte, and I think one of them who will be calling him out will be AJ.
You know, man. You know, AJ.
That will be that will be Wembley, them two. It'll definitely Wembley or O2. I don't know. They might take it back to old school O2 again, but that will be a big fight. Not just that. So? What? AJ and Dillian Whyte.
The O2. I don't think the O2 though, man, because it's too small, man. They need them two need something big, man. Yeah.
That will be that'll be more of a farewell because, dude, it's just crazy just to think Dillian Whyte, WBO champion, AJ. I want to crack out the world champion. I want to fight Dillian Whyte. It's just crazy. The landscape of boxing. It's just nuts. Not even that. It's like, okay. Just the other day, I saw what's his name?
Who?
What's his name? Ward.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's just ridiculous. I mean, is money low?
Nah. Money is not low.
I just. The thing is, I find this mad. Yeah, it's like when boxers lose. And obviously, I don't know, you know, some say he's not confident no more, he's gun shy, blah, blah, whatever. But it's just like, now they're calling out the champ, the former champ. Why weren't they calling out the former champ before? Same as Wilder. Why weren't they calling him out before?
I'm not going to lie to you, cuz. And look, you know me, man, I'm a big SOG fan, man. Andre Ward, to his defense, has been wanting to fight AJ even when he was, you know, when he became light heavyweight and wanted to move up. Because remember, Roy Jones Jr., you know, someone that, you know, who he looks up to, you know, in his career, wanted to kind of follow him by moving up to heavyweight, being champion at the time, and AJ was the champion. And I think he did obviously wanted to fight him then. But also, you know, seeing what happened with Dubois, you know, Ward's kind of looking at, you know, what Shakur's been able to do with Turkey. You know, he's looking at what Crawford's been able to do with Turkey and thinking, you know what, I want some of that pie as well, man. Like, you know, let's like give me some of that as well, man. Like Joshua, let's get it, man. But looks like Joshua's on it. You know, they're going back and forth on X. Not a fight that I would want to kind of see, man. But if two men go and want to fight, let them have it, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you say on the group chat Ward beats AJ?
I think he does. I think he does, cuz. I think he can. I think he can, man. I think he can, cuz. Remember, this is the reason. Look, a lot of people could say whatever, this and that, but this man has not lost a fight since he was 12 years old, cuz, man. Like, do you know what I mean? He's done everything possible as an amateur, winning gold. You know, obviously Joshua's done the same, but also became a pro and become a multi-weight champion as well. And he beat the boogeyman in Kovalev at the time when Kovalev was the man. So why not? I could see him doing it. Of course he can, man. But do I really see that fight happening? I just don't think it happens, man. But let's see. But it's no disrespect to AJ though, cuz like I don't want it to kind of look like it's no disrespect.
No, I hear that, but you are the same person who always says there's a weight class for a reason, right? Like if we're talking about Conor Ben and Eubank, you say there's a weight class for a reason. Like these fights shouldn't be happening. But just deep what you're saying.
Conor Ben. Let me just say this point. Conor Ben and Andre Ward, there's different levels, cuz, man. Andre Ward.
No, I understand. No, I'm not comparing them together. I'm talking about in terms of weight classes. Like when you said, oh, you know, Conor Ben shouldn't be fighting Eubank, there's weight class for a reason. And what I'm saying is like you're saying that basically Andre Ward, like he's been retired for like what 8 years? So 8 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And you're saying if he comes out of retirement, to fight AJ, he beats AJ, and then an inactive boxer comes out of retirement, he beats AJ. That's what you're basically saying.
I think he wins on points, man. I think he can win on points. But have you not seen Usyk do that? You know, we've seen fighters do come and beat fighters on points, man. I think he comes back. I'm not saying that he comes back and knocks out Joshua. No, I'm thinking that experience, you know, he's a bit heavier now. He's watched what he's been able to do. There's a possibility that, you know, he could outbox him and win that fight. But it's also a possibility that if AJ lands that big shot, which potentially in every fight can happen, you know, he could chin Ward, man. But I'm just going, as a fan, I've not once seen Ward, you know, been chinned to the point where he's not been able to get up. I've seen him not been beaten as a professional. The last time he's lost a fight, it was when he was 12 years old, cuz, man. So I can't. How can you go against a guy that's been able, that hasn't lost a fight? So whatever he's done up to this point has been tremendous, man. So that's just my general thoughts, cuz, man. Obviously, Lucy's getting involved in this as well. Ward's last fight was in 2017 in June. She's hoping that fight doesn't happen as well. I hope it doesn't happen as well, man. But if it does happen, cuz, don't be surprised if Ward, you know, does the trick.
For that I'm not even for that to happen. Yeah, I'll tell AJ himself, bro, just retire, man. Because now I'm beginning to see it like a lot of people are just disrespecting AJ now. They're disrespecting. I mean, look, AJ, I believe he beats Ward. And I think he'll beat him. I think it'll be a brutal beatdown. I think Carl Froch will probably be on AJ's side for this fight. The Jake Paul.
I think he's against AJ in this fight.
I don't know. I think Froch. I think he'll back the Brit because I think Froch he basically wants Jake Paul in it. He wants to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't gonna entertain him. Well, I don't know. He might entertain him after AJ. That's if it happens. That's another thing. AJ and Jake Paul. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, they can't wait for this fight. They want this fight to happen." It's getting out of hand now. I mean, look, he's fought a legitimate boxer like the likes of I don't know Tommy Fury, who beat him.
Yeah.
AJ, bro, AJ will have to put him to sleep, and it can be dangerous for him. It will be dangerous for him.
Yeah, cuz, man, that's why for me, this whole Jake Paul fight is it's not the one, man. I would rather, if he had a choice between Ward and Jake Paul, just fight Ward, man. You know what I mean? If he had a choice between the two, obviously the main fight we would want him to see him go against, like, let's stop wasting time, is Fury, but Fury's obviously not on it. So is it a situation, cuz, where the options for Joshua is a bit limited in terms of who he could fight?
Do you know what? I don't think it's limited. I think it just financially has to make sense. Because look, Joshua's basically he's like Floyd. Well, when I start, okay. When I say like Floyd, I'm talking about in terms of like commercial wise. You know what I mean? Like it's a prize fight. Yeah. So it has to make sense. So it's just like, look, if someone wants to say, okay, you can fight Miller for 30 million, you can fight Andre Ward for 50 million, or you can fight Jake Paul for 100 million. Easy night. 100 million. Do you know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah. I don't. Something's telling me, cuz I think they're kind of flirting with it, but I don't think it will happen, man. Because I just think the dangers behind it, cuz, man. It's too much of a fight, man, for Jake Paul, man. As much as you know, we could say, oh, we want him this and that, cuz I wouldn't want to, you know, see, you know, Joshua just, you know, absolutely handle him, man. Do you know what I mean? At least with Ward, he's a professional boxer. You know, he's been there and done it, and he'll be able to defend himself a lot better. I'm not saying that Jake Paul can't, but there's different levels, man. Do you know what I mean? Shame on AJ if he fights Jake Paul. Thank you, Lucy, man. It's just,
you know what?
It'll be a good move.
It's come to a point where people are saying shame, yeah, but financially, and this fight, it'll probably be commissioned in America. I don't think it will be commissioned here. And unfortunately, we're living in a time now where money talks now. I mean, look, legacy's there, but like Floyd said before, legacy won't feed my kids. The money will. But I've said this before, right? I said, look, if I was a part of AJ's team, the fights I present to him would be Tony Yoka, Babe Miller, Wilder, or Martin McCauley.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying.
These are the fights these are the proper. But again, like it comes down to him. He's thinking, you know, he's on his way out. He could potentially retire next year. You know, depending on how things go. But you know, it's really down on him. I mean, at the moment, he pulls the shots. Really, they present this. He has the final say. So,
But then,
you know,
cuz let me also say this as well, because we as fans are also doing this as well, where we're kind of looking at fighters' ages and saying, "Oh, he's done" and stuff like that.
no,
But no. Let me just say this point actually. You
yeah,
see, look, for example, you know, you got the names that you mentioned: Martin Bakoli, Tony Yoka, you know, Miller, Wilder. These are all active fighters right now. Why are we not hearing more talks of him fighting these kind of guys? I know it's commercial stuff like that, man, but as a I would say as a fan, we would want to see this fighter who has been saying he wants to become champion again. So if he hangs around just a little bit longer, you know, after U6 retired and stuff like that, and the belts are fragmented, surely, because you got to put yourself in a better position so that you can become a three-time champion. But fighting like the Jake Pauls and trying to entertain these fights, man, you know, the awards and all of that, cause it's not, you're not gonna get any closer to a world title fighting those guys than for actually doing things the right way, man. Do you know what I mean?
do you know what? It comes down to the individual. So he might not be motivated anymore in terms of for the world title shot. The motivation might be gone after he lost to Dan the right thing. I forget this. I can't bother no more. I want the
So
biggest
retire
payday
from
out
the
there.
sport then, cuz. Retire from the sport. If you feel like you can't be bothered, retire from the sport.
Here's the thing, yeah, like a
Look
lot of
at Fury right now.
a
He's
lot of
retired
athletes,
because he can't be bothered.
but that's the thing. A lot of athletes they say, look, they can retire, but boxing's all they know. So it's just like he's gonna retire eventually. I don't know, but he's just given it. I believe he just wants. Like, he's a wealthy man, but it comes down to money and all
He'll
this. So
retire
I just
tomorrow.
think I think he wants the biggest fight out there that financially makes sense. That's what I think. But having said that, like we said, if Dillian beats Itauma, Usyk vacates the WBO belt. What's his name? Parker becomes champion. Dillian fights Parker. Dillian beats Parker. There's a potential that AJ, because it's AJ, he calls out Dillian. Financially, it'll make sense for Dillian. Or if Parker becomes champion, AJ can call out Parker. Do you know what I mean? Again, financially, it makes sense. So it's like, I think it's more of they're being smart on what they're doing now, because look, the heavyweight, we've got a lot of people are hungry now. We've got all these new cats coming up, and it's just like, look, you know, it comes down to what me per se. If he wants to retire, then retire. But the fight I want to see, there's two fights I want to see. I still want to see him in Fury. I still want to see him on Wilder. Yeah, because look, again, let's just say hypothetically, when Usyk retires, the belt's up there for grab. Let's just say the WBC belt was just there hanging. You got AJ and Fury. Obviously, you got Caballero and Lawrence Okoli. But I'm just saying that would be a massive fight because it's for the WBC. Because obviously AJ has never won the WBC belt. Fury, in theory, he's won all of the belts. Really, do you know what I mean? So it's just down to him really. It's whatever makes sense to him or his team. Like I said to you, money will get presented. 50 million fight that person, 20 million fight that person, or 100 million fight this person, an easy fight. Probably go for the easy one. But then again, it's nothing to him because is he really going to do a full camp for Jake Paul? I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I highly doubt it. Yeah.
I can't even lie, cause it just you're 100% right, man. I'm really kind of just hoping that these fights of Jake Paul and Ward. Hopefully these fights are just little murmurs and rumors, and he gets down to the proper fights, man. But if he's actually, really, looking to become champion again, which I do generally think he is, he's probably looking at the scope and thinking, look, after Usyk's gone, I can, have an opportunity to, become a champion, because he could do it, man. But at the same time as well, I'm also putting out there that he could retire tomorrow. Money's not a problem.
But then,
We've
having
seen
said that, yeah,
he can retire tomorrow, cuz he can.
Usyk said, right, when he beat the bar, he said, "Who would you guys want to fight next? AJ, Fury, or Parker?" If the opportunity was presented, right, to fight Usyk, I guarantee you, AJ will fight Usyk. Don't get me wrong, I know it's 2-0, but I'm just saying, if as a boxing fan, right now, you're saying forget Andre Ward, forget Jake Paul. So out of the three, right, Andre Ward, Jake Paul, Usyk, who would you want AJ to fight?
None of them, cuz.
Oh wow,
No interest in none of them.
You have
No
to listen.
interest. If I was to choose one of them,
Yeah.
just because one, I don't want to see him get beat by Usyk again, because I've seen that twice. Jake Paul, we know what's going to happen with that. So I'll lean more towards Andre Ward, because at least it's a bit of an interest, because he's fighting someone that hasn't been beaten before. He can be the first person to beat Andre Ward, bring him out of retirement. That looks more, something that I would generally want to be interested in seeing if you gave me that choice, man. But if it was down to me, I wouldn't choose any of them, man. He needs to be fighting either like our brother, Martin Bakoli, Tony Yoka, Kabayao. He's got fighters in there that he could genuinely fight, man. I don't want to see Jake Paul. I don't want to see Andre Ward. These are the fights I don't want to see, because
if it was presented, right?
None of those three guys, even Lucy said that she don't want to see it.
No, I hear you, but I'm saying if the opportunity was presented, right? Let's just say Usyk goes, you know what, yeah, I want to fight AJ one more time. Yeah. I'm just saying, I guarantee you, he will scrap the Jake Paul, forget Andre Ward, he will fight Usyk, because those belts meant a lot to him. Those belts, like ever since he lost them belts, it's just like, yeah, science has changed. But I guarantee you, and look, hypothetically, yeah, if he was to fight Usyk, for the third time, dude, let's just say he beats Usyk. Let's just say there's a possibility, mate. What a way! I mean, what a way to end his career. Like, oh, I've become undisputed champion. That's it. I'm done. Do you know what I mean? And I guarantee you, this is me dreaming, by the way, but I guarantee you, yeah, if that was to happen, yeah, Fury will be on the phone. Hey, you docile. I want it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's just like, things happen in boxing. Not before you're laughing, but it's true. Like I'm just saying, if the opportunity goes, hey, look, okay, I know Jake Paul's offering you 100 mil. We can't offer you 100 mil, but we can offer you, I don't know, 70 mil, whatever. Yeah, Usyk, bro, he'll fight. He will fight Usyk. He will do a full camp with Usyk. And if or should he beat Usyk, I guarantee you, Fury will pause whatever he's doing. AJ, let's do this. Fury will be asking for AJ. He'll be begging for AJ. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like that. Boxing, it's a mad sport. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Remember, money talks, man. Money talks.
Yeah, no, definitely money talks, man. Obviously, Lucy, she's just saying, man, you need to stop, man. Bless you, man. Bless you. You know what it is?
Bro, listen, I remember.
It's possible. It's possible.
I remember it was the other day on Instagram, yeah. People going back and forth. Like they were talking about. It was a video that Andre Ward released saying that he'll fight AJ if the money's right, and then obviously people comment saying that look, we'd rather AJ fight Jake Paul, whatnot. And I said like, look, fights that I would like AJ to. Bro, it's ridiculous. It was on IFL post. I'll send you the post. So I must have said like, look, as an AJ fan, I would like for him to fight the likes of Wilder, Fury, or Usyk. Oh my gosh, the way I was getting trolled. Somebody goes, you got zero knowledge of boxing. So I said, oh, Mr. Knowledge, please elaborate. I was going back and forth. Another person goes, oh, you know that AJ's fought Usyk twice. I was like, no way, really? Do you know what I mean? Because just like, sometimes I think with boxing fans, sometimes I think they're fickle. They're not understanding what I've just wrote there. Do you know what I mean? They're too fast to jump on things. Like, even someone said, "Oh, come on, man, you're clowning these people." Obviously, I am. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if the opportunity was presented to fight Usyk for the third time, why not? You know, why not? But that's what I'm saying. Like, look, life's all about opportunities, right? Life is all about opportunities. You know, so it's like, look, like I said, money talks. It could be that he might not fight Jake Paul. He might fight Ward. It could be that because Jake Paul, there's mutual respect. Ward, it's like he's pissing him off. Do you know what I mean? You know, but Usyk, there's mutual respect as well. But if Usyk was to say, "Look, AJ, you bless me, I want to bless you," do you know what I mean, dude? Yeah.
Yeah, man, they're blessing each other, but the fans are not really being blessed.
But listen, regardless of what the fans
We're not
say,
being blessed.
everybody will always tune in. People still got everybody. Look, as much as fans, we're all
I will
fans
tune into that, cuz I
Huh?
swear I won't even tune into something like that,
Well,
man.
wait, hold
The
on.
reason,
AJ vs Usyk, yeah, for the third
for,
time for
no,
Undisputed, you would
no,
not tune in.
no, because
So
I
if
know
AJ beats Usyk, yeah, and wins the belt, you telling me you won't watch the highlights?
I would watch the highlights. Yeah,
Bro.
definitely. I would watch the highlights, but I wouldn't watch that fight live, man, because
Okay.
it's like,
You're doing a Simon Jordan.
you know what? Because it's not really being. I'm just being honest, man. I'm a Usyk fan, yeah, and I'm looking at him beat him twice. I'm not. I don't want to see him beat him for the third time. I'd rather him fight Parker. I would rather him
Still
fight
there?
Parker. Yep.
Hello.
Still there, bro. It's still there.
Technical issues. Sorry, guys. But no, like I was saying, look. All right, boxing fans, hear me out. If the opportunity was presented, right, to AJ, do you think he'll fight Jake Paul, or do you think he'll fight Andre Ward, or would he fight Alexander Usyk? Me personally, I believe he will fight Alexander Usyk because he said, like, look, ever since he lost to Usyk, it's like he was out of the title race. But if he got that opportunity presented again, he'll fight Usyk in a heartbeat. Now, regardless of what the outcome will be, well, you never know. He might be Usyk, you know. But hey, it is what it is. Remember, it's boxing. Nothing personal. It's boxing. I believe if the opportunity came and was presented, Usyk wants to fight you, he'll fight Usyk. And if Usyk was to pay, I don't know, the likes of Parker and Derzor step aside fee, I guarantee you, AJ will fight Usyk. Sorry, because I think there was technical issues on your end, right?
Yeah. You can see me.
Yeah, see now, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I would just say that, yeah, out of those options, me personally, I wouldn't want to see the Usyk, man. I can't even lie to you, man. But yeah, let's see who he chooses, man. But hopefully,
I have a question.
It's not Ward or Jake Paul.
Rematch in November, Conor Ben and Junior. Are you going to tune in or you're not tuning in?
That one, cuz I can't even lie to you. No, I'm not really interested in that fight as well, cuz I can't lie to you. I'm being real, cuz you know what that is. I'll tell you what that's like. It's like having something the first time. It was tremendous. It was so lovely. I don't want to do it the second time again, man. Do you know what I mean? And that moment, I don't think we can get that moment again. You know that moment where we saw Sonia and the whole, anticipation, and we're not going to see that again. We're not going to see that again, man. And we know what's going to happen the second time. I think Junior this time, stops him.
Yeah.
But what's going on with the weight? Is it the same thing with the weight?
I'm assuming so, yes. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I think so, yes.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, cuz, man. You know what? Just before we wrap up, I wanted us to briefly just talk about, the new partnership between the BBC and Boxer. We obviously had, Savage Dan on our show last week, but we couldn't really, talk about the stuff because we knew about the news and what's going on and stuff like that. So we didn't want to do that because the announcement was coming out. But cuz, just let us know, is this a good move for Boxer in your perspective?
Do you know what? don't know, you know. I honestly don't know because Sky, you know, was was one of the biggest platform for boxing. And when Boxer got the opportunity for Sky, I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, this is something big and different. But it's just like, obviously, I don't know what happens behind closed doors, but going into BBC, I'm assuming, I'm assuming it's the I don't know, is it less money than what Sky was offering? And again, it comes down to his boxers, like who's he got left in his stable? Because I ain't hearing nothing. I mean, after Eubank fights, Conor Ben, is he still going to be a part of box? Or is he going to go? Mike McCauley was saying, like, look, he ain't been getting any fights here. Like, he's fought all over the world, but he's never fought in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? What's his name? Adam Azim. Even what's his name? Adam Azim was saying, like, you know, he doesn't know when he's next fighting. You know, Queensberry could possibly, you know, sign him. Caroline Dubois, I don't know, you know, what's going on. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones where I don't know. Look, I wish him all the best. I don't know. It'll be something different, but I suppose it'll be nice as well, you know, because it's on the BBC. Because last time boxing was on BBC, I believe it was over 25 years ago.
Yeah, it was Woody Harrison. He had a 10-fight deal with the BBC, and it kind of left the BBC with a sour taste in their mouth because he was kind of picking their opponents. He wasn't really picking big names as well, and they obviously, you know, funded him, you know, quite a lot of money, you know, for not him fighting big names, man. So I do believe though that this partnership, should it work, it can be quite successful because it's quite accessible for fans. You know, terrestrial TV, you know, we've got easy access to it. You know, with iPlayer as well, kind of makes things easier. So it could be a good move, cuz, man. And also BBC are good at doing the storytelling stuff as well in the back end. You know, it's a young team, so the production could be quite good.
But my point, so him signing with BBC, the fights will be on iPlayer, right? It's not going to be on actual BBC.
Yeah, we're still kind of finding out the fine tunes, man. But from our understanding, so 10 years on from now, they're both good and retired. Usyk and AJ can have an exhibition if they want. So this is what Lucy's saying.
That exhibition, listen, we don't care about exhibition. We want the real deal. Do you know what I mean? The real deal. That's what we want. We want the real deal. I was gonna say something then.
Yeah, Dubois is heading to MVP as well potentially, so that could be quite bad if that happens. Caroline Dubois.
Caroline. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, is the money there? As he can I don't know. I don't know. It's I
think it's more of a long-term thing, cuz, man, because the way I see it is like you could really, because think about it, cuz if they really broke it down like this, you've got Strictly Come Dancing, you've got Match of the Day that's on this platform already. Just imagine a Saturday night, you got, you know, boxing, after boxing, you got football within the boxing and Strictly Come Dancing all in that platform, because they can build up well. You got Fran Hennessy, who's also kind of doing her, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so what happens to Sky then, the likes of Johnny Nelson? So what are they gonna, you know, what's going on there then? Like, they're left hanging? Are they gonna be a part of it or a part of Boxer? Or I don't know.
You know, those guys are gonna be doing stuff with the Zone possibly, cuz, man. You know, you kind of see them kind of, you know, do the Zone, but who knows? Cuz Sky Boxing could still be a different platform for a different promoter. Who knows, cuz, man? They, you know
what? Yes, it could be
rank. You never know, cuz, like, you just never know.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Well, we just have to wait and see then, innit?
Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens anyway, man. But I think regardless, anyways, it's going to be an interesting one for boxing. We're not saying that it's going to be a big competitor of, you know, Matchroom and Queensberry, man, but Ben is still doing his part, being different, because He's essentially just being different. He's not jumping
I
on the
get
back
that, but is it?
of the
Here's the
zone.
thing:
He's kind of doing his
is
own
it
thing.
that he's being different, or he had no choice? That's the thing. You know, as much as we'll say he's being different, I get it. Yeah, it's different, BBC, but did he have a choice? Because obviously Sky didn't want to renew the contract. I don't think the zone were interested at all. Channel 5, I don't think the money's there. And
You know what,
BBC
cuz?
got the option. Yeah.
I can't even lie to you, and I'm not kind of defending Ben here, man, but I'm just going through kind of just different quotes that he's said about the partnership, and it is something that he initially he wanted to do, you know, previously, because he kind of looked at the landscape of how it was the last time, 25 years, wanted to bring that brand to kind of bring boxing back into that kind of platform, man. So, you know, if it was a plan that he initially had and now it's in motion, it makes sense. Maybe he did have a long-term vision with Sky, but like you said, things in the back end, we don't know what's happened. So plan B was probably, look, let's try BBC, and look, here we go, man. It's here, man. So let's hope it does work, man. And I've seen that Callum Simpson also has said some positive things about, you know, Boxer, BBC. So you never know, man. He's got some fighters on board. They could kind of build that domestic audience. And cuz also we used to watch like EastEnders and all these things back in the days on BBC. It's just easily accessible. And what you're getting with the BBC is you're not just getting just us as boxing fans, man. You're getting, you know, grandmas, you're getting, you know, the older lot, you're getting a whole different audience, man, that's going to be tuned into the BBC, man, which is easy access, man. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see if it works. Let's see how pay-per-view works. Are we going to have to be paying for pay-per-view for these events? We don't know, man. BBC pay-per-view.
BBC, we're already paying TV license, bro. Why would we pay pay-per-view?
That's what I'm saying. It should be just in it. It should be in it, man. But let's see what happens, cuz, man. But yeah, no, cuz we've done the overtime, man. Big up to you. Big up to the whole of the community that's obviously tuned into the show. Cuz, God bless you and God bless the community. I'm obviously going to hand it over to yourself. What we're going to do also is we're going to do like a little poll. We just want to find out you guys' thoughts on, you know, the main event. Do you think Itauma is going to be passed on the torch, or is it going to be a situation where, you know, the kid gets schooled? We need to see what happens, man.
Yeah, man. Well, guys, this is it. This is it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your continued support, etc. Big fight this weekend. I cannot wait. Like I said, you know, Dillian Whyte has various of experience at elite level. He's proven punch power, physical strength and size, ring craft, and street toughness, resilience, and ability to drag a fight into deep water. So stay tuned and have a lovely, productive week. Peace and love.
It's another bang. All the muscle cars now, whichever get up. I start my scars with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me.